Hey guys, how's it going? It's CaliOGP today. We're going into 2020 and I just wanted to talk about a few things. I'm going to start today's session off with a little story that happened a little over a year and a half ago. I was just having a routine Sunday. I believe it was Labor Day weekend or something like that. And I was just going out, just minding my own business. I had my girl with me. I went and got an oil change. If you guys know anything about me, I was driving this Benz, beautiful Benz, man, beautiful Benz. It was like this nice gold color, just very classic, 87 Benz, man. It's not the most expensive car, but it made me happy. It made me happy to be able to drive something that, you know, older generations were able to drive, and I felt like I was able to understand like their love for cars, because in today's world you don't really have that same quality workmanship. You know, you buy a Benz today, that shit might break down a couple weeks down the road. So these older Benzes, though, they were known as tanks. And so I got me one of these Benzes, 300E. Got really excited. It wasn't in perfect shape when I got it, but the day that I'm talking about, I felt like this Benz was running as great as it could have been. When I first bought the car, the seats were messed up. You know, the inside wasn't as clean as it could have been. There was a couple scratches I took care of. There's some stuff under the hood that I needed to get done. The last thing that held on my plate, man, was getting an oil change. And you know, to be able to drive a car that doesn't give you any problems is a massive like relief, right? I think that we can all agree that we're all trying to get to that point of being able to just be comfortable, right? Like not have that maintenance problem. Like most people buy new cars for this exact reason, you know, like I talk to certain people, and you know, if they're not mechanically inclined, they're not going to go to a mechanic and try and, you know, have this guy rip them off. Like they just buy a new car, you know. And for me, I wade through all this shit, and you know, I worked out some deals, you know, to get some of the work done. I did some of the work myself. I was very proud of this project that had come together. And so the day I'm telling you guys about, it's a very tough day for me, because I went and got an oil change, and it's funny because I bought an expensive ass oil change. You know, out here in San Diego, man, we got these oil change places where you actually can sit in your car while they do the oil change. You pay a lot of money, they do it really fast, and they use the most quality oil. Well, my Benz was so old that they had to pump the oil out of my car. So, you know, the process actually costs more than what the standard oil change is going to cost, right? So I believe that, you know, the price was like $110, $150, something like that, you know, with the best oil that, you know, I want my car to be taken care of. I call my cars my babies. You know, I don't really give them names, but, you know, everybody knows, you know, that cars are like an extension of you, it's your personality. And so, you know, I got this oil change done, and honestly, that's like the last thing on my list that I really wanted to worry about. And I pull out the oil change spot, and I actually went the wrong way, because we were thinking, I was with my girlfriend, and we were thinking about, you know, going to get some food, because what's a better way to cap off, you know, something that you just did after you know, months of preparation, months of restoring, months of love put into this car. We've capped it off with an oil change with the best oil that you can buy, and now we want to go celebrate. We want to take this thing for like a little drive. So out here in San Diego, man, we got this chain called Cane's. It's Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, and oh my goodness, if you ever had it, it's some of the best chicken you've ever had in your life. You can go out there, and they have this special sauce. That's what really breaks it. You know, that was what really separates it. The sauce is the Cane sauce. I always get extra sauce. You know, I want to get me, you know, some chicken fingers, and then they come with these fries. So it's like just umami, man. Like if y'all don't know what umami is, I talk about it a lot. There's gonna be a video on it at some point, but right now, just know that we had a plan leaving the oil change to go get this umami, right? Like your life has come together with the car. Let's go get some food. Let's go home and just relax, right? Because this had been a tough year for me. Otherwise, you know, like I'm used to making a lot of money. I'm used to being the man. But that particular year, my mom had died. And so, it was actually a really struggle year for me to get everything done that I wanted to get done. But I still did it, right? Like, because I find a way. CaliOGP will always find a way because I try to live unreduced, right? There's lots of people that tell me I can't have certain shit. There's lots of people that tell me I can't be certain shit. But I still try and go there anyway. And so on this day, I complete my goals. I check everything off the list. I pull out. We already know where we're going. We're not confused. We're not lost. We know exactly where we want to go. But because we're so happy, I made a wrong turn. I made a left out of the light when the interstate would have been to the right. When I made this turn, I realized I needed to go the other way. So I made a U-turn at the light. A legal U-turn, mind you. I pull around at the light, do the U-turn. I get stuck back at another light. I'm at this light and a cop has sped through the other light that's now red. And he's come to pull me over. And he follows me through town for a few minutes. It's so funny, like he's running my plates and shit. And, I know at this time that I'm actually riding dirty, right? I know this because I live unreduced. I know every detail. Like, I'm pretty good about details, small details. So I know that I don't have insurance, and I actually know that my registration is behind. Okay, these are two things in a year that was really tough for me that I just neglected, right? Because I believe in myself. I don't even drive that much. So why am I going to pay this money when I can't even eat if I do that? I can't even pay my rent if I do that. That doesn't make sense. So I take my car to get it fixed. The next thing on the list is to get registration, to get title. Or actually, I already had the title. To get registration, to get insurance. Okay? That was the very next thing on the list. And it's not like I wasn't trying these things because I went to get my car registered. Then I found out that I had tickets from San Diego State University. A college. A college can take and send your tickets to the DMV and keep you from registering your car. No problem. It was a detail, a small detail that I didn't know about. No problem. I'll take care of it. I had the money to go get it done. I just had to go the next week. Just like I literally got paid on that weekend, so I was, doing everything I needed to do for the car. This car is road ready. I'm a man who's come out of a tough year, road fucking ready. So I've made this wrong U-turn. I've got a police officer behind me. He's following me through the city. I'm sure he's gonna pull me over. I know he's gonna pull me over. I'm already running the scenario in my head that he's pulling me over. I've been pulled over all over in this country. On this day, I lost my ability to play the game. He pulls me over, and he basically, is nice and everything. Goes back to his car, runs the place. I tell him the story. He comes back. He's like, "Hey man, I'm about to give you this ticket. Blah blah blah." He gives me the ticket, and in that moment, I let him see me feel victorious that I only got a ticket. And in that moment, he immediately goes to, "And we're taking your car." He was already on his way away. But because I let him see a little bit of smile, like, thank you, I'll go pay this next week, sir. I let him see a smile. He got very upset about that. He felt like he lost that situation. So he says he's going to take my car. And I said, "Sir, remember the story I just told you about my year? Remember the story I just told you about the oil change? Remember the story I just told you about just going to get some chicken, man? Just going to get some chicken. Please, give me a break. You don't have to do this. You have discretion." What's the reason you're taking my car? Because your registration is expired for more than 6 months. Now, this is a technicality which I find hilarious. My registration was 6 months and 1 day late. 6 months and 1 day. If it's exactly 5 months and 30 days, and it doesn't hit that 6-month day, they don't have the ability to take my car off the road or impound my car because of registration problems. So, because of this technicality, I get very upset. Because it's a weekend. It's not like I didn't try a week before that. I know my dates. It's not like I didn't go to the DMV a whole week before and try to get that shit paid. Because I did. I just got hit with a bill I didn't know was coming. So I get very upset with him. I'm like, sir, that doesn't make sense. Why do you want to take my car? I said, I need to talk to somebody, or you need to call somebody and get approval to let me keep my car today. Because if you take my car today, you're going to put me in a worse situation than I was a year ago when my mom died. That's a whole nother story, but that's another situation I wasn't ready to take care of. I had to take care of my mom at the very end of her life and spend my money because she didn't have any of her own. That's a respectable thing as a kid to do. It's 24, 25 years old when this happens. He wants to get my car off the road because because he's a stickler for the rule? On a holiday? Not drinking, not driving, not smoking, not driving, just going to get an oil change and some chicken. On a holiday, a Sunday at that, because there's no cars on the road. So you're going to take my car off the road because I didn't pay the tax to use the road? This is absolutely insane to me. So he calls, I'm telling him, I'm not getting out of this car, man, until you call a supervisor down here, and he tells me the same thing you're telling me. Because he was trying to tell me that he had to take my car off the road. He had to. And I have video evidence of this. He says he has to take my car off the road and he has no discretion. The law is the law, he says. And I'm just pissed off, man. I lost my ability in the moment to be able to control my emotions another second because I've been doing this shit for 26 years. I've been controlling my emotions around police officers. Imagine being pulled over and pulled out of a car because you got dreads. I had a friend pulled out of my car because he had dreads. We weren't doing anything. We were just hanging out in the car. We were just young kids looking for basketball gyms. And these police were bothering us then. When I was super young, I was in a store, and because of the color of my skin, I'm not even fully black, but because of the color of my skin, they had a hawkeye on me. And they're sitting in the office in the back of a Sheetz. It's a convenience store, a gas station. They're sitting in the back of that office, watching the camera, waiting for me to fuck up. And I didn't. I didn't fuck up, but they thought I did. So they pulled me off. They pulled me out of the shit. My mom went to the bathroom and I looked at a candy bar. Because I looked at the candy bar, because I touched the candy bar, I picked it up, looked at it, put it back. They took me to the back office, a police officer, to search me and frisk me. They had me take my shoes off. You think you'd be able to see from a camera that nobody took their shoes off? How am I going to stuff a candy bar in my shoe? Who would do that? What kind of candy bar would be good if you stick it in your shoe? It doesn't make sense. But my entire life, I've put the face on of a white person because that's what they tell you will get you out of the situation. Be nice to the officers. Why do I have to be nice when I'm being harassed? Why do I have to be nice when you're going to just go off a technicality? You're not even going to go off of empathy. You're supposed to protect and serve me, and I don't feel protected or served. So in that moment, I wanted to give everything back. And so I kind of started down that path. My anger took over, and I hit my dashboard. Because he's already taken my car. His supervisor's come out, and he said he's going to take my car too. There's 12 police officers out here, and all of them are trying to take my car. They're hoping something goes bad. They're hoping that I go crazy. And I did. I fucking broke in the moment. I hit my dash. I broke my dash. I broke my $400 sunglasses. That shit was hard to go through. They were taking away from me the only thing that was stable in my life. The car that I worked so hard at. So I wanted to give it all back. And I know that there's people out there just like me that feel like that. Because I feel like that just right now. Going into 2020, man. I want to give it all back. I want to just start fresh. Don't you guys feel like that? I woke up at like 3 a.m. this morning to sirens going off in my city. We have free transportation and sirens are going off because people are so stupid. They want to start the new year going into drinking and driving. We don't think. All we do is look out for each other, look out for ourselves. We don't look out for each other. And that's what UNreduced is about, man. My whole mission, our whole mission here at UNreduced is to help you get outside this box that everybody's trying to put you in. And I know that a lot of you haven't even signed up for UNreduced or you're not tuned into UNreduced because you're scared of being held accountable. And I'm telling you, if you don't start holding each other accountable, our kids are going to have to fight pointless wars. Nobody beats your ass anymore. You say the wrong thing to somebody and nobody holds you accountable. And in 2020, we got to start doing that shit. Because it's not a game. It's not about color for me. There's white people. There's black people. There's Mexican people. Every fucking nationality that I've ever met, they have this mindset as well of they're in this box. And it hurts my heart, man. Because I just want to help you guys out. I just want to be there for you. But when you tell me that I have no worth, and this is how you tell me I have no worth. You don't click on my videos. You don't share my videos. You don't answer my calls. You don't come to any meetings with me. You don't ask me to help you with your business plans. You don't ask me to help you invest some money. You're not using me. I know that I started 10 years ago on a mission to go out to college and come back and help everybody in my hometown. The mission evolved when my hometown shunned me. When I went back to my hometown and they couldn't even see that I'd grown so much that they couldn't treat me the same way anymore. So I continued on the mission across the world. Why is it when I go into a new city, they love me immediately? They allow me to make money immediately. I came to San Diego 100 G's in the first year. Immediately. Increase your income. Any city I go to, I make money immediately. But then after I've been there for a while, and these people feel like they're threatened a little bit. Because I'm trying to change some policies. I have good vision. I have good ideas. I'm not saying it's my idea or the highway. I want to go and collaborate with people, but you're not even doing that with me. You're running scared because you're so comfortable in your little ass life that you're not even understanding that your brothers and your sisters are losing cars, job opportunities. They don't have food in their refrigerator. And in America, the richest country in the world, we don't even send aid to people that need it. I'm telling you, that mindset's got to change or we're all fucked. Live UNreduced in 2020. That's what I challenge you to do.